Thank you, and good evening, and welcome to yet another SpyParty Major League Season 2 cast. I am your caster, this time only first time wrestler, hosted by Nebula, and joined together by Hornet. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're going to have a couple of matches in two different divisions. We're going to be starting off in the Ruby division with the matchup between SykoSloth and jscarny. And would say two different players from two different generations. jscarny, more of a newer player arriving to the competitive scene, while SykoSloth has been around the house, has been around has done the walk. He has been in many tournaments. What is your perspective on this one, Hornet?
Yeah, this one is pretty interesting to me right off the bat. SykoSloth is, in my opinion, a very fun player to watch. He does some really exciting stuff on the spy side, not afraid to make some big plays, and like Scarney is kind of an unknown to me. I know he's a newer player, but lots of games played already in the Ruby division, doing quite well. So really excited to see how these two match up. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and see just how close this is on paper.
So before this matchup happened, both of them were on equal footing with 3 points each, having won one and tied one. I can tell you right off the bat, but both of them beat Iggy the Grifter fairly comfortably, Psycho 7-1 and jscarny 7-2. And jscarny in week 1 versus Gentleman had an absolute spy fiesta where I think it was a tie 6-6, and I think there were in total 9 or 10 spy wins in total. So quite almost literally a spy party. Whilst the SykoSloth tied scouts, and it was a bit of a closer game. It was a bit of a more of a sniper fest, but still, there were a number of 6 spy wins in that regard. And yeah, seemingly a very close matchup thus far, both in terms of the standing and the results have been shown. We can see here that Firelord Eaton is currently very comfortable with 6 points, and the closest one is Gentleman before.
Yeah, Firedlore Ethan kind of running away with this division, and that is a beautiful 85% sniper rate to have in this Ruby division. But yeah, like you mentioned, SykoSloth, Jay Scarney, similar records. I mean, if you look like really down into the details, similar everything in terms of games won and lost. And yeah, neither of them have lost. So like I know it's early in the season, but this can end up being a very, very meaningful match when we look at the final results. Um, so yeah, and with that, let's go ahead and take a look and see how the draft went between these two.
Yeah, so the draft board between those two, to remind yourself, it's first to 7. Unlike the Grandmaster and Master divisions, there is no doubles here, where it's only first to 7, best of 12. When SykoSloth bans PUBG, Scarny bans TN, and Psycho restricts Redwoods, while jscarny restricts his gallery. So both of them not liking the occlusional venues, or I guess one of the swingier venues, I would say. Though gallery is more sniper sided than the higher divisions, I would argue. Whilst Psycho doubling Modar, and I think this is the second or third time that Psycho has been doing this. And jscarny is also a fan of Library. I know that firsthand, also doubling with Ballroom and Aquarium, finishing the draft.
Yeah, this is an interesting draft to me. Like one thing that immediately stands out is all bans and restricts were used, and balcony was neither banned, restricted, nor picked. So I feel like that's maybe a bit of a rarity. I guess it's almost like they had a gentleman's agreement that we're just not playing balcony. Um, so instead, they kind of banned, restricted, maybe more strategically. And yeah, the doubles are quite interesting too. Like I love this setup. Like these are all kind of fun venues, but yeah, like SykoSloth seems to kind of be leaning towards more of those, where you kind of have like a bird's eye view over the whole venue. You and kind of hard to get away with a whole lot. Whereas Scarney went for kind of pure chaos with a library aquarium when you can get away with all kinds of things on venues like those.
To round off the draft pretty quickly, it's interesting for me that Psycho and jscarny doubled the more sniper favored venues conventionally, Modern and Library. Even Library, you can do a lot of shenanigans. It's still mostly seen as more of the sniper favored venue just because of the 5 missions. And closing the set out are two venues that are way more spy-sided, especially Aquarium for the very last venue. And if the score is tied 5-5, I'm interested to see how jscarny is going to try to look for a win there since he picked it. But anyways, I think that's enough for the draft, and we should get over into the game. Gotta be Modern first. SykoSloth on the spy is the host, and the caster ready.
Absolutely. So it looks like SykoSloth will be kicking things off as Irish in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, yes. Do we need to put? Do we need to restart, Nebula? We need to put on caster mode as we are. Okay, 34% flirt, and we get statue highlights.
Yeah, so spawned kind of pretty far away from anything with a drink in hand, but kind of took advantage, got both of the flirt progress and double inspecs pretty early on. So yeah, I mean, not always a nice start, but it looks like we do pick up a highlight. So I guess Scarny is doing single statue highlights, and we join again with our STs. So fairly early, but let's see if Scarny catches on to that.
Yeah, that's one of the and the seduction target leaves just after we pick up the flirt. That's one of the things that sometimes catches, like especially better players catch onto you. As if you try to do a flirt too aggressively, and then we don't even take the bar, we just immediately leave. If you try to chase the flirt too aggressively, especially from going from statue pad to either conversation circle near them again and talking, and or in this case bar, and especially when you're highlight from the statue, it can put a lot of spotlight for you. As you have a red contact, a cough happens. We were zoomed out, but
I
is it's I think it's fine. It's totally fine. My panic is misplaced. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I think this is okay, and I like the decision for to go for the contact early because, like on mode Darren, you really usually don't have the conversation circles as packed as they are right now. Um, so good on Psycho to take advantage of that.
Oh, we missed the
Uh,
pad.
yeah, the cough was a little unfortunate, but honestly, I think with her angle, like the hand just wasn't really visible. Moments like that might let Jay Scarney let off a little bit of extra lowlights, but I just don't think he really had the opportunity because you're just kind of looking at like, okay, is he trying to hide something with his contact? Um,
We're
yeah,
full on soft rushing here. It's gonna be a fingerprint off bar, and we only need we only need flirt here. This should be a thing. Oh wait, is that not a fingerprint? I thought it was. Ambassador's holding. Maybe that's a difficult one.
yeah. So I know in situations like this, players like to
Oh, we
wait until
delegate
they.
instead of. Oh, we delegate. I'm sorry to interrupt, but did we delegate instead of flirting?
Yeah, I think that was absolutely an accident, and we can go ahead and take this flirt before the purloin comes off. So I think no harm done here. Um, and yeah, back to the previous point. Some players like to wait until they're not moving before they take their difficult prints, which is exactly what Psycho did. And yeah, now we just ticking down flirt on the bar, and I mean, this is a hard shot to take. Like, yeah, and SykoSloth wins by missions.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were definitely a couple of points where jscarny could have found a shot. This red cough, for example, it was definitely on screen. But I mean, sometimes you're just looking at the wrong spot altogether, and you're just like, oh, that happened, but I don't see it concretely, so I just have to kind of ignore it. But especially that full-on rush of the fingerprints as well, that could have been caught as well.
Yeah, I think just the hard part with one of them being a difficult print, like especially just like I'm honestly even like experienced players, it's kind of hard to account for those. I think if the purloin went off, we surely would have died. But as SykoSloth finished, like a soft held finish that fast, that clean, yeah, really hard to shoot for. With that, let's go ahead and move on to the next round.
Yeah, and Jade's Carney looking to tie things back on the. Immediately, first blonde is drawn on the spy side. Let's see if Jade's Carney can pick it back up, playing a sorry. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Steal your spotlight from your counting here for just once.
No worries at all. Um, yeah, Modern, it's like it's kind of funny. It's not really one of those venues where you're really, at least in my opinion, you're not really expecting to win on the spy side. So I know Sloth is probably feeling a little extra comfortable. Like this is kind of a good opportunity to go for a sweep. But even still, I do expect jscarny to strike back here. It's fairly
Oh,
busy bar, books a little active. Yeah, probably good time to go ahead and get some progress, and we opt to go ahead and flirt with a ST here.
unfortunately, the first flirt at Windows just did not work, and the seduction target left. So we had, especially since we're picked Sorry, one of the slowest characters in the whole game, we had just had to walk all the way back there, and that wasted a lot of time. And there is the fingerprint bar if Jace Cardiff wishes to go there, but instead not since we are just kind of walking around doing looking for something else. It seems.
Yeah, I think early Prince is always a good idea, and I think he is gonna at least try to fight for this briefcase. No, goes ahead and redirects, but the AI is also redirect. It looks like.
I
So
mean,
yeah, not too much not too much progress to show for here. I mean the upside is surely we're not being watched at all right now.
if, yeah, indeed, we're not being watched whilst we have a 79%. But are you happy with basically a lot of the time being basically wasted by just walking around? It's just I don't. If I imagine that Jace Conley has something in mind when he picked Orange Sorry here, and maybe just some bug opportunities there at the back conversation. But thus far, they're not materializing. The ambassador's been out front, been very safe. No real bug opportunities. So ambassador's been. So there's not a lot of opportunities to do any shenanigans thus far.
Yeah,
Looking
it's
for a
gonna.
contact here, but we're gonna knock out quite a few highlights. Just get,
Yeah, I think maybe not ideal, but just for pacing reasons, I think this had to be done. Um, and yeah, like you mentioned, Sorry is quite slow, but where she makes up for that is like really good bug animations. Kind of the downside though is like on Modern, it feels like bugs are just kind of limited. You need to like be quite creative about how you go about them. So yeah, we have kind of the the given seduce contact, but this is really this is really what counts right here. Like, what are these next two missions going to be?
yeah, there are couples that bar's not super busy. There's some highlights from bar. That's about it. I imagine maybe we're gonna try to do Purloin and what else? Maybe we're gonna try to delegate into a swap, delegate into a, and we do a delegate cheese so we don't. Maybe sometimes I would say we're not even seen at bar, but we're kind of waddling away from it very slowly.
Yeah, we're
I
the only
think.
ones who are at bar for quite some time, so surely we were noticed there. And yeah, the thing is like since we didn't do a direct, like we couldn't. I don't think there was anyone who could have sent us in that situation, so we have to delegate. And yeah, I like the decision to do it quickly because then it can at least be attributed to like, okay, maybe maybe Duke
We're
sent
in
him.
golden bug range. I think. Here you go. The Purloin has come out. Let's
Yeah, and
see
this
if.
is actually a
Yeah,
nice
there's
angle,
the
I think.
bug. Where's the bug?
Bug comes
No
out,
reaction from
and
Psycho. No
yeah, I
reaction from
don't think this
Psycho.
is seen.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like good timing from the bug. To Chase Carney as the test is taken, and Chase
Y-
Carney fires right back with spy
Yeah, I
one
mean,
of his own.
you could kind of see the gears turning in Sloth's head, like, okay, someone purloined, but I like they're not finishing, are they? But yeah, Jay Scarney kind of shows how it's done. Like, if you want to get a bug on Modern, getting right in that golden bug range with Sorry, yeah, very well played.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as the Perla came out, that and we immediately bugged at that time during it. If you're guarding that bug, like if you're really watching it, it's pretty easy to spot. But once your attention is pulled away from that, when you see that list take, Giscard immediately takes advantage of it, gets the spy win, and yeah, it's just it's a very simple play in hindsight, but it's a very calculated one. The timing of it was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, let's go ahead and move into this next very spy-sided round on Modern. So SykoSloth will be spying as Red Dress in three, two, one, playing it.
I like how I say before the cast starts that Motera is usually very sniper sided and they decide to prove me completely wrong. You know that the caster curses what would be the players cursing the casters?
Yeah, it's never quite goes how you would expect, and Okay, that's yeah. I was like, we didn't just delegate, did we? No, we accidentally do a red test, so not ideal for a start. But on the plus side, we at least sent our ST to the bar, so we could go flirt again if we really want to. Might
I
actually
don't
get
think
a
no,
little.
we're not gonna make it. SykoSloth realizes it.
Yeah, timing didn't quite work out on that one, so yeah, just kind of a little bit of time wasted, but gives us time to at least look around and maybe come up with a plan.
Not much happening currently. There are a lot of people outside of conversation. Not a lot of them in the mission sites, and bar is not super busy. So this position is currently very relatively safe for jscarny here, and so SykoSloth he has to try to make something happen. And
Yeah, and I
I
think
find really
Sloth is kind of aware that like the only thing that really going on right now is we can go for a seduce and we can grab this briefcase print, and that's really about it. Boots has been like the most active guest by far, going to books and statues. But yeah, the rest of the cast is like not really doing much of anything, so not a lot of cover to really work with here. And
see a
oh, we
lot
don't.
of people currently at windows. There were so many people outside of conversations, but not in any mission sites, just at windows looking at this pool here or the abyss.
Yeah, we didn't even get that briefcase print either. So like I'm almost at the point where I'm like, okay, it's been 2 minutes and I've done half a flirt. Like I need to at least time that or something. Like something has to happen and has to happen quick. Unless we're just testing this player and being like, hey, I finished missions last time. Are you gonna hold your shot if I don't finish missions this time?
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing, but the problem is you kind of have to make something happen to force that shot. Basically, have to basically induce something to make that shot happen. As for example, a fake banana, a real banana, bread, a purloin, etc. You have to do something to make that shot. We are here for banana bread, but it's not a super good one. Only one conversation really full here. Only
Yeah,
the only DA here is for ours here as well in our conversation.
yeah, and like the only person who's touched statues is Boots. So like we're not really giving anyone credit right now. Yeah, this really doesn't feel like a frame. Like this might just be either a late rush or just try to sneak in a time ad while you still can.
I thought we are gonna go window specifically for that time at this. I don't particularly like this inspect lay, especially we're gonna need one more to finish, and with a minute left, going statue to statue just rings any and all alarm bells to the sniper. Okay, you have to watch this person really closely here. And with 55 seconds left, doing basically 3 missions.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to Bara, but it almost seems like maybe fake contact and pretend to get delegated to or something along those lines. But I think in most situations, Jace Carney is just holding here.
I mean, yeah, we have to go contact, and then if we want to finish, no, no, we're not going for contacts. Going for a fake here. I don't.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of see the reasoning behind this fake. Like we're not ever a suspect, but nobody else really is either. So I think probably pretty safe to say Scarny's just gonna hold and win the point here.
I mean, we're gonna try to time out. I think at the end of the game, but this it's too late. Yeah, this is too late. We're not gonna get it off in time. Nope, that's just a timeout on SykoSloth. Yeah, unfortunately, just maybe a bit of a pacing issue in it again. I think some decisions in the mid game just caused us to, and even then, but instead of going to statues, I would have loved to see a timeout or even two. Instead of going to the statues, especially when you know when someone's highlighting for statues, and yeah, I would much rather seen a timeout there, maybe even two. But instead, we pick up this highlight and yeah, later we're just trying to basically do a desperation fake banana bread to go and try to get someone shots. But not as I said, there's nothing for the sniper to shoot. There's no purloin. There's only banana bread. It's hard to see someone finishing +2 missions from seduce contact.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess a little bit of that is just change of pace from the first round, but then second part, party just sometimes just doesn't give you what you want to work with, and that's kind of that. So but yeah, let's go ahead and see how Jace Carney answers in the next round. So looks like jscarny will be spying as Irish in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We're gonna go to the statues. Yeah, we're really looking for this first flirt. Again, I'm not a super big fan of this, especially since I'm gonna be eating a early highlight for this.
Yeah, I don't know. I quite like it just for the fact that we're getting just so much progress in one little mission site. Um, I mean, just go ahead and get that in hand. And sometimes, like when it happens so early, like by the time it becomes relevant, the snipers kind of forgot that it really happened. Um, but you are right. Like operating as a highlight is just going to make it so much harder. Like we're going for this print, and the sniper's never going to miss us going for this print. So um,
Yeah.
we have
But I
moved up
don't
to
think this.
suspect
I
number
don't
one.
think really this briefcase is legal, since I think it was from the firm conversation would have picked up first instead of us. But hey, if the etiquette is not shot, is it really incorrect etiquette?
That is a good point, and I will have to trust you on this one because I had no idea that that wasn't legal. Um, so that's good to know. And joining in with a DA, honestly, this really wouldn't be a bad time to go for a contact, but DA has different plans.
Yeah, we were started talking, and then the double agent immediately left. I'm not sure exactly what was said, but we're gonna be insistent on following them.
And this is actually even a better contact. Well, it was better before a couple people bailed, but we could get quite a few people real here. Um, but yeah,
The problem
for
with the problem
go
with
ahead.
early highlights here, well, early banana breasts, but JSCar doesn't take it, is we would knock out a lot of people for a lot of time. If you could get like 4 or 5 lowlights at like 250 guaranteed, that just frees you up so much more instead of doing it like 30 seconds in. 30 seconds left, that is. And we
Yeah,
don't take it.
yeah, agreed. I think Jace Garni is kind of just waiting for the right moment. But it's really just not happening. Like at any given time, there's probably like 4 or 5 people out, which is a little less than ideal. Oh, and Ambassador joins right next to us. Like Psycho is on top of this, but yeah, it felt like maybe some opportunity, but maybe not. Maybe just not quite the best angle.
Now we decide to contact, but we're the only one conversation who has a DA. No SDAs other than sites. That will knock out quite a. That's not a lot of people, but only one conversation with a real agent is small man SDA just joined in after it. So if we're keeping track of Jace, if I imagine if Jace Carney gets goes to another statue or goes to another friend, that could be a shot since we were the only conversation with the only highlight rather with a real contact.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if SykoSloth is really on top of the mission count, then we are a big suspect. The thing I like going for Jay Scarney though is like so much of that progress was at the very start of the game that I just feel like, oh well, I was gonna say I feel like maybe Psycho could have forgotten, and I was quickly corrected on that.
So I think the Psycho realized from the first game that I think that was just a nice floor tracking for one. I think, and also noticed from the first game that Jescarny really likes flirting even on the statue pads. Also, maybe possible bug credit at the end there, though unlikely. We waited for the shot for the flirt anyways.
Yeah, true. I mean, there was that one conversation bug that Psycho missed, so maybe he just credited it this time. Yeah, but maybe just we were suspect number one quite early and just kind of paid attention to maybe a little bit of flirt chasing. But yeah, it was actually quite impressive for Sloth to be on top of that because like we really did spread those flirts out quite well. Psycho Sloth was just on top of it, and looks like we're tied, I believe. Yeah, 2-2 after the first double. So one spy party followed by a sniper party. With that, let's go ahead and move on to the library.
Library is 4045, but it's 5 of 8 missions. SykoSloth on the spy side playing as Tex or Cowboy Hat as you prefer in 3, 2, 1 playing it.
Yeah, and definitely kind of interested to see like how the strategies change up for library because modern like everything you're doing like the sniper sees it. Library gives you plenty of opportunities to just break etiquette when you think that they're not looking. So yeah, looking forward to how they take advantage of that, and like you're kind of forced to take advantage of it because 5 missions is a lot to do in the time given. But yeah, so far not much done. I think we're at least eyeing some of these prints.
Oh, we're no. If I were going for a briefcase, but instead we're just going for this book here. There's the fingerprint here.
Yeah, so early fingerprint in hand, always
We
nice
could
to
do
go
an
for.
animation transfer. Ambassador and Adobe are on the same side as we do go for green transfer. It's completely off screen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like those are probably the best moments to go for them. I was a little worried because Psycho was waiting, and I was afraid that laser was going to swing back, but we got that one clean. So nice start. So yeah, fingerprint in hand, transfer in hand. Like the scary part is we have to do the second transfer, but still plenty of time to worry about that.
Even though plenty of time, we're finding out for BB. That'll let off 1, 2, 3. Not many more. Okay, 5 actually. Yeah, 5 low lights
Yeah,
for that, and that's super early. So that's 5 people you don't have to worry about at all.
yeah, not ideal. Like if you're trying to kind of overload the sniper, but honestly, I like to go for those because like on library, like usually you kind of have to take them while you can because usually there's like a lot more than 5 people out of conversation. So like I think the plus side is a lot of people at least have real credit. And yeah, we take this advantage to go ahead and finally get some flirt progress. And it looks like we're just kind of doing a little bit of like I don't know if this is considered cheese, but we're stepping out of that flirt range just long enough for it to reset.
It pays off for the green flirt for 73% when we immediately leave. And again, Ambassador, we're looking at and we're doing a red swap, and then we're immediately putting it back, and we're text, so we're blocking it actually. And we're just leaving it. The sniper hasn't seen yet. We're all our focus on this left side of the venue.
Yeah, this is why I love
It's
SykoSloth plays
still
like this.
not seen. Now it's seen. Now it's finally seen from the sniper side. Okay, and the gears are firing. I'm not. It's hard to interpret it, but
Yeah, when you catch a swap this late, I mean, you really can't narrow it down. I mean, like that's just kind of why you like can't really get too fixated on one side of the board. Like I know he was probably like guarding bug or something along those lines, but yeah, like that's just a mission gone. Like you can't really attribute that to any particular cast member.
there's a fingerprint on this drink as well, which is grabbed. So that's fingerprint done, swapping contact done, flirt bound to be done soon. And I imagine we're gonna try to go for a transfer here. I don't
Yeah,
think you want to do a bug here, especially.
yeah, this is a kind of an interesting situation. Like going for the transfer is high risk considering like how much we've already gotten away with. Like it's a hard tell that we could very well get shot for even if the sniper saw nothing else. But the thing is like if you see like a late center statues or something like that, you're liable to just shoot for that because you don't know you don't know who could be finishing. So yeah, if I'm SykoSloth, I'm probably taking a book and hiding as well as I can before I do that last transfer.
I imagine we're gonna wait until like 50 to 20, 25 seconds and then go for a transfer. Try to put as much pressure as a sniper as possible when he hears the 30-second beeps, basically. If
Yeah,
anyone's going to statues, even Perla is going to be hard guarded, Bug as well. You would assume that those missions are going to be the ones that the spy is going to finish, not transfer.
he waited so long to do it. He basically just has to do it at the case now, and like the laser is just burning us down. Like I would have loved to like take it to a side
Oh,
window pad behind combo, and oh we just do it right there. And I think it might have been even briefly on screen, but no reaction so far from jscarny. Looks like SykoSloth gonna take down the first win on library.
yeah, the green microfilm right in the sniper's face. It does work out for SykoSloth, though. And I really like the awareness for the first transfer and the swap play in general. Yeah, the green transfer right in the face of the sniper late day game. But again, you're not really watching it. You're watching Ambassador, you're watching a Toby there. You're not really watching it. And I really like the timing of that swap. We were off. The Toby was and the ambassador and Toby were on different parts of the venue, on the same part of the venue, both guarded by jscarny. And SykoSloth takes perfect advantage. Even though it's a red swap, it's totally fine. And even then, if we quickly swing back, the text body is girthy enough to where the laser would not see it immediately. You have to lean after either side. So really cool place for SykoSloth. I really found that's a very good opportunistic moment there and takes advantage of it. And again, makes me eat my words again to say that this is a more sniper-sided venue as we found yet another spy win in here.
Yeah, Psycho, I mean, just showing the experience, just showing the awareness, like, hey, I know you have to guard all that's going on that left side, so let me just go ahead and take advantage. And yeah, I mean, he absolutely took full advantage of that. Um, and yeah, with that, let's see how Jace Carney answers. So Jace Carney will be spying as Seek in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, so I mean, both players, they kind of started off strong on Modern, and I mean, Psycho absolutely started off strong here on Library. So kind of feels like they're going tit for tat so far. Scarny kind of settling over here right by the Amba, maybe trying to set up some bug shenanigans when Ambassador leaves, or maybe just waiting on that briefcase. Honestly, both would be great options.
But yeah, we're
Yeah,
immediately grabbing these fingerprints. That's definitely some progress, and especially when this early on. That if you do a fingerprint late, that would catch the sniper off guard sometimes. So I don't mind this. And yeah, okay, thank you. I thought we are gonna try to do a bug there, but jscarny thinks better of it and leaves. And we're eyeing up our seduction target, but this time we're not joining them in the conversation in the bookcase there.
yeah, instead joining right by the Amba here, and we're kind of in a position where the sniper is actually like forced to put a ton of attention on us. Um, Ambassador leaves before we really get a chance to do anything. So, but still, I think Jace Garney, like usually when spies set up here, I think they're kind of hoping for some kind of reverse drive-by. But no, instead we just go ahead and bail. I think gonna maybe go ahead and try to get some third progress instead.
Yeah, pick up a highlight for the statue inspects as our seduction target finishes center inspects. That's something that that you could definitely take advantage of, especially if the seduction target is the purloin chain and the contact with real BB. You could take your still frame here if you really wish for a seduction target. Oh,
Yeah, it's a pretty good point. Like even if you're not really particularly good at like monitoring the party and knowing like who has a lot of credit, like you're pretty much always at least having an eye on your seduction target. So yeah, knowing that they did like a full center inspect, yeah, I mean they could be a potential for frame. I mean, you never know what they're gonna do, but you can at least try to get them in for the contact and yeah, like you said, maybe some purloin or swap shenanigans.
we have a lot of partial progress, so we have 1/3 of flirts, some inspects and statues, and uh, the I would really like this second. Yes, and our seduction card comes in just next to us. We do get a white for 68%, so the DA leaves. It's not a great. That's a bit unfortunate, but maybe not the best time to fire off a contact. Anyways, instead we go for a purloin. It is a green one, and we bail.
Yeah, I really like this like behaviorally from Jay Scarney. Yeah, so like we like the ST joined us instead of us, chasing them down, and also like we had some like really good bouncing earlier. I don't think we're being watched that closely, and honestly, like since we're at statues right now, when this purloin goes off, we might even get a low light out of it. But no, Sloth was, I guess, a little bit more on top of the purloin than that. So, actually taking quite a lot of lowlights. I think he might have just been on, like, right on top of this chain.
Not fully, it seems, but it definitely has weeded out people who, for in his mind, are for sure not in the purloin chain. So sometimes that's just good enough. And to your point, where going to statues on the purloin is not sometimes going on low light. Sometimes that's the opposite. Some snipers will see, okay, you were near the purloin and then you went to immediately into statues. That's something a spy would very likely do. But
Yeah, that's
when
oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying 50 seconds, and we still need a contact, but our small man DA is not cooperating thus far. We could go.
Yeah,
There is a finger rollable statue. We may try to go maybe a fingerprint swap.
yeah, you're right. And that briefcase has just been sitting there forever. I don't know if it still has prints on it, but yeah, for quite some time we've really just been a fingerprint and a contact away from finishing. So I'm a little surprised we weren't more aggressive going after that fingerprint. So we do in fact get the contact. So let's see what jscarny can do to force this last mission. Oh, and looks like Red Dress takes the shot instead.
Oh,
And
thus far we have the whole C, but we only need the edge as the peace players keep putting us on it. Tied again, 3-3. Was she in the Purloin chain? I want to take a look though. She was. Oh, she's the one who took it, right? Yeah, she was the one. Yeah, who took the Purloin. Yes, the Red Dress is the one who took it.
okay, and I think maybe he just didn't get a good look at that fade because Sari was maybe blocking it a little bit. So yeah, no way to really know
Oh,
who
so
actually
it was
initiated the Purloin
only.
there.
So it was only us and Red Dress here.
I see.
So I think behaviorally, okay, you see this contact happening, and both the highlights are here. Sometimes that indicates that okay, that the Red Dress was just waiting for Seek to get into conversation for that contact. But maybe again, slightly an early shot for Red Dress, but it's a hard. It's hindsight is 2020, and basically came down to a 50-50 that Psycho unfortunately didn't win, and because
Yeah,
of that, we're back to 3-3.
yeah, basically just a 50-50 shot. So, where Psycho made the wrong choice, and honestly, some props to jscarny because I think he was doing a little good behaviorally to not be like just obviously the spy in that 50-50 situation. So yeah, good on him for that. And it looks like yeah we're still tied up. So yeah, let's see who's going to be the first to break serve. So Psycho spying once again as Teal in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And like so far, like the most kind of proven method, at least for Psycho, is to really just like full send it. Like I don't think Scarny has Civ shot at all. I think it's all been mission win completion. So I mean, unless your opponent proves otherwise, I think you kind of just have to keep completing and see if they keep holding.
Framing is it's definitely better off with people where you think you can shoot for not fully completing, basically for 3 missions. But if someone is holding on this, they're absolutely sure that someone is finishing and could be the spy. Basically, trying to finish every single game is definitely a more viable strategy. As again, we're really rushing this flirt down early. Oh, we failed the bug, but oh, we were staring right at it, but I don't think that the snap back was visible. So, no harm, no fouls. We have an 84% flirt on the white test.
Yeah, a little surprised Psycho took that bug because that seemed like well out of standing range. Um, does leave this briefcase behind, but Twin immediately takes that away from us. So no shot on that. I mean, I don't know. We are in with a DA, but I don't think he's ever taking this contact. Oh, he does take it.
And we beat Slut. We split.
Yeah, we
Let's see
do.
if Scarny reacts.
Yeah, we do split. Oh, we get a highlight instead. I thought like maybe since he's holding a statue, he'll have an incorrect timeline. Like, okay, you couldn't have split, but no, jscarny knows like, okay, you just did a spy play, and you're getting a highlight for that. So yeah,
Maybe
we
not
have.
even a spy split, but basically saying, okay, I'm not sure that you were out for the contact and you're at center statue. So unless I'm absolutely sure that you're not a highlight, you're not a low light, basically, I'll put you as a highlight.
Yeah, that's fair, but I mean, I don't know. If I'm watching replays of my opponent and I see they're doing some sneaky stuff, that's gonna be a bigger suspect for me. Someone who potentially split, especially considering like it wasn't really a great contact. So, like usually when a lot of people are out for contact, you're trying to hide something. Like either you're fishing for a low light or trying to get a hard tell. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that would probably just raise a little bit of suspicion. And we go
Fingerprint
ahead.
in hand from this blue shelf here. And yeah, again, I imagine Fingerprint is going to be the mission, but what's the fifth one? Thus far, fingerprints have been fairly safe. I don't think only Psycho shot jscarny basically for having fingerprints out the modern game. Not even that for prints. So I think thus far prints have been fairly safe for both spies. I think we're gonna try to grab this briefcase, but I think Orange Star is gonna beat us to it. No, we are taking it.
Okay, so we are seen with a briefcase. I almost would want to just choose this. Yeah, just drop it behind the pillar. And yeah, what's that last mission? Like, I feel like I don't know if I could be wrong, but I don't feel like Psycho has gone for bug yet. Um, like maybe now might be a good time to test and just see like how close Jay Scarny's guarding for that.
I mean, but the problem, okay, we're setting up for reverse here, I think. Yeah, no, we're just doing a normal one. And no
Yeah,
shot from jscarny. Was it
yeah.
noticed?
I think Jay Scarny had just swung over to the other side of the venue because like kind of late in the game you're looking for potential finishers and you just can't be staring down the ambassador the whole time. Um, Yeah, honestly, just nice play from Psycho. Like just going for kind of a simple, just walk by bug like that. I mean, sometimes it just works, especially on a venue like this where the sniper can't always be keeping the ambassador in their sights.
Yeah, I think we failed here a bit on the timing of bug. I think we wanted to bug with the left arm there. That's what I think we're setting up for the angle.
And actually,
But
I think he actually was guarding this. It just worked out really well. Like I think he timed it like really nice so that the hand wasn't visible on the way out.
but I imagine we wanted to do a wrong arm there. That's what I think was the angle for it. But the right arm bug works as well. And jscarny, again, unable to find a shot. And Boss Pod, the sniper favorite venues are going spy sided. It's 3 spy wins in library. Let's see if we can make it 4.
Absolutely. So it looks like Scarny will be spying as wheels in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I absolutely believe that they're making this on purpose. They're doing this on purpose to make me eat my own words. I mean, saying about the whole cast, saying, "Oh, it's the sniper-sided venue. The sniper should hold here," but instead, we just have basically a spy party.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting like how we've arrived at this point. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Scarny has actually taken a shot like
Doing
on it.
transfer right in
Yeah,
the sniper's face again, and we get highlight for it. I
yeah.
think we are caught. We caught that.
Oh, did we catch part of the animation? It kind of looked like the laser had swung away. I was looking at it from the spy point of view though.
No one. I mean, our seduction target is highlight, so you can't say it was a highlight for, let's just say, a potential flare parrot, but it would be both highlight as against seduction target leaves.
Okay, yeah. So maybe one of those moments where we are fairly sure we caught an animation, but not sure enough to take the shot yet. So I have a feeling we'll probably we'll be watched quite closely for the rest of this for the rest of this round. Luckily though, our ST is being quite active, so that could work out in our favor.
Yeah, the problem, those highlights, early highlights, especially at books, random highlights at books, is almost certainly the sniper will remember what they highlight you for, and you'll be the number one suspect for the rest of the game unless someone else does something crazy. Here we go. We have a real contact. There's 7. Oh my god, there's 9 lowlights taken for that contact.
Well, I guess the plus side of that is maybe it wasn't noticed that we got real and we split and we went for this briefcase, but I think this is not fingerprintable, so I don't know how close SykoSloth is paying attention to that, but I guess no harm done there.
And again, we go to the conversation. Cancelled. I thought it was the red pill, but instead the seduction just leaves us again. And you have half the venue time gone basically, and almost half of the party lowlets.
Yeah, a little unfortunate on the party luck so far. I feel like it's going to be hard for Jay Scarny to get anywhere near a finish here. Um, yeah, I mean it just comes down to like is SykoSloth going to hold? I think he probably will. This might be the first sweep of our set if things just keep kind of going as expected here.
I I think even for this flirt, we might just gonna be shot here. We're instant, almost like what? Yeah. Laser swings over. Psycho has no illusions that it's not the spy. Shoots jscarny, and finally breaks serve, going up 5-3.
Yeah, so that very ominous highlight was exactly what you thought it was, and SykoSloth just waiting for that confirmation. And yeah, I mean, pretty important round there. So going up 5-3, just in time to I mean, next point kind of puts SykoSloth in that guaranteed drawing range. So and yeah, he's been doing quite well on the spy side. So let's see how things go now on Ballroom. So looks like SykoSloth will be spying now as Seek in 3, 2. Actually, let me get a minute here for the cat host to load. All right, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Spawning right by the ambassador, but as usual, you don't really have enough time to react to that to take advantage. Get this book, but the thing is, yeah, you can't really take an early animation when the ambassador is right next to you because the sniper's always going to be looking.
Yeah, and also we're keeping an angle to watch this blue book with absolutely no cover. Yeah, that's just not a feasible mission to do. Maybe if we took it out and tried to do a direct transfer style of animation, but that would be a lot of commitments early on, and sometimes, usually the time it's not worth it. Instead, we get a 51% flirt.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice start with the flirt. I mean, Ballroom, there's just like unlimited ways to go for wins here, so I'm not going to speculate too much on what he's going for. But joining in with a DA, conversations are looking okay. I think this kind of puts him in a position where he can kind of wait and see if they fill up a little bit better and take a contact. If it seems right to do.
Jace guarding Purling from small man very aggressively from the sniper point of view. And yeah, that's how we're just enjoying the conversation. Haven't done much really. Maybe
Yeah,
just trying to go for a flirt currently would be better since the section target is right there. I wouldn't want her to leave because there's a fingerprintable case here. We go for a contact here. It's actually a pretty good one, except for the part where the only real contact. So only 3 people of reals, as we do get up second 2 green flirts.
yeah. So yeah, I kind of had the impression Psycho was either waiting for the conversations to fill up or just waiting for Flirt to cool down. And I mean, really, kind of both ended up happening. And the nice thing is like,
Oh,
oh no, that was
the
beautiful wrong arm bug, but it's like we're just out of range, so it doesn't take.
I'm sorry. I think just blocked us coming from coming any closer. We bumped away from it. If that was just, I think it would have been the perfect bug otherwise. But we
Yeah,
just grab a fingerprint immediately, and we get highlight for it.
yeah, and SykoSloth like not getting frustrated at all, just kind of continuing with his plan, just still just calmly just picking up progress. Um, yeah, it is a little concerning though that we pick up a highlight for just a single fingerprint. So, uh, yeah, it's making me feel a little less confident about this game. And oh, center statues. That's
I
that.
feel that's could be death. This
Yeah, that's
probably
certainly
is
gonna
the.
bring on the alarm bells if nothing else has at this point.
I think we're waiting for the second cycle here. If the second cycle happens, we're shooting
Yeah, and I wonder.
exactly as planned.
Yeah, uh, good on Scarny finding that shot. I kind of wonder what makes him so confident. Like, I think maybe either he suspected the bug or he attributed us to having another print.
Maybe I think that's that walk away from the briefcase was too fast, and also I want to take a look at this. Oh, the oh, sorry, blocking the conversation and bug their attempt. I'm watching this in slow motion yet again. Just we
Yeah,
want to
Orange.
get close, but Orange Sorry just absolutely denies that. I don't
This
think
is
that would have been clean otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like Orange Sorry is kind of doing Damon's job for him and protecting that ambassador. So nice assist there on the the bug guarding. But so even if we did have sorry, even if we did complete that bug, we still would have not completed missions there since jscarny was on top of it. So Yeah, so I mean, we're on Scarny's pick. Let's see if he can get a sweep on his venue. He'll be spying as Duke in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, so usual strategy. I feel like Scarny usually kind of goes for that early flirt and kind of figures out the other missions later. But yeah, so kind of sticking to that usual process.
And the first third is happening. 37%, 34%, my pardon. Just
Yep. So we get that early progress. Not really looking around the room though, so not much awareness of what else is going on. And oh, we go for a very early purloin. And we hit the green once again. So that's yeah, I mean quite nice. It might be early enough that Psycho might not be guarding it too hard because this is really not the usual time for a spy to go for a purloin.
we tried to request to do a cheese, but instead Sam is gonna take. Is Psycho watching it? It seems so.
It was a pretty short chain, so if Psycho's on top of that, we're kind of dead. But if not, then we're yeah, we kind of just have a free mission in hand.
And the end of red.
I would have really liked actually a return there, since it's not likely that the sniper saw that exactly, and you behind that behind the conversation and pillar there, I thought you could get away with it.
Yeah, that would be the definition of a high risk, high reward play, and it might have actually been what he was going for originally. Um, but maybe just thought that he lost his chance to do so. But still, I mean, just based on the lack of lowlights and the fact that we're not a highlight, I think we just got away with this for free. So see if SykoSloth can find a way back into this.
Really need floor progress though. That's one scary thing. You really want to have at least if you have 68%, let's just say, floor progress there instead of 34, you'd feel a lot more secure. But I think you want to get the second flirt in as fast as possible. So we're gonna go far away.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like sometimes when you get these early hardtails, you get way too comfortable and think you have all this time. But yeah, the last thing you really want to do is be chasing around your ST with like under a minute left and still an entire extra mission to do on top of that. Ambassador joins right next to us, but this really just does not seem like a good bug situation. We go for it anyways. Actually, maybe like a little bit of blockage there from the pillar is all we needed. Um, yeah, actually, just a pretty simple standing bug. It looks like we got away with it.
Oh, we're safetying off on Toby here. And we do get a floor for 68%.
Yeah, no, if we had just kind of hit some flirts a little bit earlier, we'd be finishing right now. But we have to cheese this just a little bit to reset that timer. And hopefully, Psycho isn't flirt pairing because this might be enough to actually help him find the shot.
We go. There's gonna be overtime here. Let's see if what's the reaction.
Yeah,
Shoots
flirt
on wheels
overtime.
though.
Yeah, shoots wheels. So honestly, just not on top of that purloin. Yeah, I'm just good timing from Scarny. Yeah, I think like purloins are kind of like they're kind of missions of opportunity. So you have to think of like when the sniper is really not going to be on the chain, and yeah, taking it early seems like it worked out.
I think also. Maybe we're. Oh no, it's was wheels on conversation. I don't think he was on the chain though. That's the unfortunate thing. And Salmon wasn't really doing anything, and overtime hit. You could maybe credit this for a flirt at overtime, but it's more likely that someone's finishing a statues there, and that's why wheels get shot. And unfortunately for Psycho, it's 5-5. And the last venue for all to play with is. It's not the one I would like to, that's for sure. It's Aquarium.
Yeah,
SykoSloth on the spy side. It's interesting. It's this big.
yeah, definitely kind of a scary venue, especially for especially when it's like for all of the marbles. So yeah, Psycho will be spying here as Rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, and like like kind of if you're like I know Scarny has a lot of games played, but like when you're a newer player, this is kind of one of those venues that you kind of shy away from because there's all this extra tech you have to learn or be aware of with the shark, and some of the veteran players like Psycho might be on top of it. So let's see if he can use that to his advantage.
Yeah, the it's all about from the spy side. It's all about shark utilization. How are you utilizing the shark? So there's gonna be bottom shark. We're gonna try to go for the shark walk at bottom from transfer transfers. Looks like we're lining it up actually.
Oh, and you're absolutely right. I mean,
Yeah, we're walking.
we're
And there's an
visible, but
ambassador. Yeah, we're visible. We're going for a bug here.
we take
Would
the
you get
bug.
it?
We take the bug. We go to a three-person bookcase, and we're just getting away with all of this because our good friend Mr. Keel blocked most of it.
Oh, we're not close enough for a two floor here. Are we? Yeah, seduction target leaves. I think we're gonna closer to them, and we're just gonna try go for a contact into a flirt here. Because this is a two flirt. It is a two flirt.
Yeah,
It
we
is a
are.
contact as well. We're not being shot here. This is a spy one for sure. jscarny is not looking to a shot. 2 minutes 35's in, and SykoSloth with an amazing, but rather bold play, just gets a spy one. Minute 30 seconds in.
Yeah, I mean that. I almost got whiplash from how quickly that all just happened at once. Let's see here. We started at the bookshelf. We lined up the transfer with the shark, got the bug and the transfer behind the shark, and yeah, then just calmly just finished up seduce and contact, and like this was all within like I don't know like a minute of the game starting. Like no sniper is expecting the game to end there. Yeah, wow, like very well done from Psycho. I mean that would have beaten a lot of very strong players, and man, like if you're Scarny, that's I mean you got to feel a little bit shaken after that one.
But that's something you have to keep in mind when you play Aquarium. You gotta have to guard those hardtails, especially if I'd say guard tails behind. Sure, you have to credit those that it's a possibility. And jscarny didn't think that that was a possibility this early on. And Keel the assist for SykoSloth puts him on match point. jscarny looking to tie things up and secure at least a point in the set for the final game, playing as general. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so kind of a good test of both players' nerves right here. I mean, most of the set they've kind of been answering back and forth. Psycho will make a big play and Scarny will make one right in return. So let's see if that trend continues. Yeah, so go ahead and join in with the ST, kind of getting this early flirt progress. Let's take a look at the rest of the venue. Books are very active. Statues are very active. There is a lot for SykoSloth to take account of. I mean, the one upside is the ambassador is well out of danger, so I guess at least he knows that doesn't have to worry about bugs at the moment.
And yeah, nothing really to guard for behind Shark. That is mainly the ambassador. So
Yeah,
yeah,
looks
nothing
like
really happening.
yeah, looks like one of the twins picked up an early print. One of them's going to statues, but not too much happening in the way of like frame targets. And we're actually still in this conversation. Yeah, I think Scarny decides to leave, decides to go ahead. Okay, probably time to go ahead and start getting some of that progress and go to bar. So I guess maybe Purloin is in the plans.
I don't think I would be really bold to do a frame. Oh, we go for a delegate. Cheese behind Shark. Though, even with the side inaccuracy, I think that was seen though, and especially when you see someone leave the bar that early, it's some. And we send the delegate to Rocker here immediately.
Yeah, we do. I think this kind of goes back to Modern where we kind of got away with a cheese delegate and it led to a win. Actually, I think a lot of Scarny's wins have had Purloin involved, so he's like, hey, if it's not broke, just keep going for it. The only thing I don't like is it's like so early, and bar Purloins, it's a little bit more dangerous to do early because it can only really be so many people who did it. Um, But yeah, joining in with the ST, Perlin comes off, and Sloth is very on top of it this time, taking lots of low lights.
Yeah, he saw the sand. I'm almost positive for sure. Yeah, but the sand was basically seen, and we're the one of two highlights, I think. Yeah, we're one. It's a 50-50, and I imagine that we're gonna be shot here. First thing happens.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Aquarium is we can actually just do missions. Well, okay. Spoke a little too soon. Shot immediately on the contact. I was thinking there's still some opportunities for doing things behind the shark, but SykoSloth was very, very on top of the Purloin this time, and that is enough for him to take the win, 7-5.
Yeah, just a bit ambitu. I would say ambit. It would be nice, but that delegates cheese behind top shark is viable. But I think you would want to move away at the top there. But I think we're seen at bar anyway, since we're quite a tall character. And there was a queue right at bar. Sometimes it is possible to do it unseen. But in this particular instance, I think jscarny maybe executed quite as well, and Syko completely on top of the possibility. Notices the send, it's down to 1 to 2, and almost certainly, if you see the send, it's almost certainly that the spy is the one who sent. And with that, SykoSloth wins 7-5. And if we can go back to the leaderboards after this match, I think SykoSloth is in second place with 5 points, only one behind Firelord Ethan.
Yeah, so I mean, really well done from both players. Honestly, it felt like that game lived up to the hype for me. I mean, honestly, I'm happy that SykoSloth won because I feel like the big difference in that game is just like some really bold and creative spy plays. But Scarny was just hanging in there with him, like would not go away. Really really promising player there. So yeah, hope the rest of the season goes well for both of them. And SykoSloth, yeah, just shot right up into second place with that win. Um, Looks like the only one on 2 wins right now, and only yeah being led by left Ethan right now. So yeah, looks like a lot of interesting matches le- left to come. And I guess with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next match.
Instead, we're
Uh,
gonna have a 5 minute pause beforehand. It's gonna be Max Snacks versus Beanie, but we're gonna have a 5 minute break beforehand. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back.